Hello!
Oh my god, hi.
We are currently walking down Broadway as we are heading to Studio 54 to see our first Sunday show of two for our matinee, and we are heading to go and see A Wonderful World. I had to think what the title was because I feel like it's longer.
I see trees of green, literally, right over there.
Oh yeah, there are green trees heading around there. Studio 54, I guess if you know any like drag tournaments and stuff, you'll know that it was a very famous club originally in New York, but then now it is a theatre by Roundabout, and so currently the show is A Wonderful World, the Louis Armstrong musical. So it's a biopic musical which features all of Louis Armstrong's songs, and James Monroe Iglehart is leading it. This will be the third show that we've seen him in, which is pretty cool because we saw him in Hercules at Paper Mill Playhouse, then we went to see him in Spamalot, and then now we're seeing him in A Wonderful World. I'm excited because we haven't really seen him in a dramatic role, and I feel like this will probably be more dramatic.
Good point. Good point. This could be in Tony's contention because people often win Tonys for doing these music biopics.
Yeah, these transformations.
Not a biopic, that's a film. Biomusicals?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like yeah.
Kate tells me off when I say biopic because...
Yeah. Oh yeah, because pick is film.
I don't know how I feel about this Danish.
He's got a cheese Danish.
We had to rush breakfast today. Aeron had some egg and cheese bites. We're going to be hungry after the show.
Yeah, we are. Because this is a long show. And that, over there, is the theatre. So Studio 54 is on the right. And then the little 54 you can see is 54 below, which is the famous cabaret space where you'll see all the videos from when people are doing cabarets in New York. But then this is the theatre. We'll be heading over there shortly. Very excited to see A Wonderful World, the Louis Armstrong musical.
Real talk, and I had not considered this until this very moment. How many Louis Armstrong songs do you know? There is obviously the titular number, What a Wonderful World.
I think there were so many bio musicals where I'm like, how much of this do I actually know?
There was a James Bond song, that We Have All the Time in the World. That was Louis Armstrong. And he also was in the Hello Dolly film, but also, here's the real thing. In the Hello Dolly film, he uses his own name and he pronounces it Louis. And the world says Louis Armstrong, so I'm very intrigued to see. I think it's Louis.
I think it's Louis in the show. Yeah. Now you said it.
Because it's Louis in Princess and the Frog, not slightly inspired by.
Oh, probably, yeah.
There you go. Listen, we're going to learn all these things. Why am I telling you before? We'll tell you after. I've always got to show you this gorgeous entryway to Studio 54, especially because they have now added a photo spot, and it's reasonably well lit. It's like mood lighting, and that's okay. But what a gorgeous entranceway this is. All these mirrors, say hello to yourselves. Hello. For the arrival into this wonderful world. And then just beyond that area, they've also got a Tony Award on display, an actual Tony Award, everybody. One of multiple Tony Awards won by the Roundabout Theatre Company, as shown here above. You can also find the merch booth in the same section, and they are currently out of magnets. But here are the prices for everything sold here. We have a logo tier hoodie, magnets usually, pins, posters, ornaments, tote bags, mugs, and scarves. And we can see those items up here. This is the hoodie, but it's the back of the hoodie. Look at that. It's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. What a lovely hoodie. What a wonderful merch. I see the scarf as well. Very stylish. I love shows that sell scarves. The logo tee is white with the Louis Armstrong graphic. Louis even on it there. The magnets currently out of stock. We see the mugs. We see the little ornament there. Very cute, very cute. And you can see the tote bag on the top left up there, and the pin is just attached to the back of the tote bag there as well. Many lovely things here, I will say, at Wonderful World, the Louis Armstrong musical. Inside the auditorium, you can hear it already. We got an entire band. Look at this! How cool is that for your arrival to a Broadway show? I have never seen anything like this before. The first bar area I have found is at the back of the orchestra level that you can see here on my left. And we do have, another fantastic, I love these screens, so much better. We do have some featured cocktails here, including a Trees of Green, I've already made that reference once today, which is vodka, kiwi, basil, lemon, and agave. Friends Shaking Hands, another lyric from the same song, that's a mocktail with mango puree, hot honey, and lime. Oh, that sounds nice. Maybe I'll get that. We've got a Skies of Blue, Hendrick's Gin, blueberry puree, lemon, honey, and mint. Also sounds nice for what it's worth. And I Love You, tequila, blood orange, agave, and lime. Is it agave or agave? I don't know. And a How Do You Do, another lyric from the same song, Woodinville bourbon, apple cider, lemon, and autumnal spices. Oh, very seasonal, very appropriate. And of course they also have the cups that those are served in, as spotted over there. So we're in the intermission right now. I just wanted to come and show you slightly more of this theatre. This is Studio 54. With this sort of dark glow it has. One of my favourite theatres, I think, on Broadway. The details, it's all just stunning. It feels very rich and atmospheric in here. And you can see the front of the stage down here with that red curtain. Suitcases on the side. It's a gorgeous set design. A lovely rake in the orchestra. I'm having a lovely time, actually. I think to myself, what a wonderful show. Had a great time. Great show. Long show. Probably stuff they could cut from it. We saw one of the final few press performances before the show opens tomorrow. In fact, so the penultimate one, perhaps. But great. And JMI was terrific, as were the supporting cast. Many Tony nominations, do I predict, for the show and the company of Wonderful. Is it What a Wonderful World? Is it Wonderful World? Is it A Wonderful? I have questions about this. This is the new Doubtfire / Mrs. Doubtfire / Doubtfire the Musical / Mrs. where it's like no one's sure on the exact nature of the name. I'm not at a crime scene. Don't worry, it's just parked. But yes, I think that's going to be a hit. I think that's going to do very well. It offers enough reflection on the realities of America and of historic America for black artists, but also they put joy on stage. They've found a way to just put joy on stage, which is a great thing to be able to do, and a rewarding thing to be able to do, both artistically and financially. But I think one of the best jukebox bio musicals I've seen since Beautiful. Maybe the best one I've seen since Beautiful. I liked it more than a lot of the others, and I see a lot of others either in workshops or on stage. Enjoyed that very much. Had a great time. It's trying to rain on me now. But we're going to go get some food with friends, including Kate, who just saw Teeth again. And then we're heading back to New World Stages this evening for a show we rushed this morning on telecharge.com. I didn't even know until this morning you could rush shows on telecharge.com, but you can. Do I like the user interface? No, I do not. But we got tickets, so it's all okay in the end.
We're here at the meatball shop, which their thing is meatballs. We've been here before, but I always have a habit of coming here when I'm not hungry enough. I am ravenous now, and I'm like, how many different things can I order, honestly? Also, going to get our first Arnie Palmers of the trip from the drinks menu over here as well. They got a lot of nice things here at the meatball shop. Also a lot of like different price point options, which is handy and helpful, especially if you're bringing like a group of people and people are kind of in a different place. If some people want to eat more, eat less. If some people want to spend more, spend less. This is a great kind of social place that gives you those options. Let me show you these real cute little merch items you can get at Mama I'm a Big Girl Now. We have a Mama I'm a Big Queer Now crop top appropriately. We've also got some little individual lapel pins there showing the show's leading ladies, Hairspray alumni. We also have magnets, multiple different magnets, and that cute little rendering of the three of them with the poster artwork is also available in a tote bag. Down there, look at that, you can get a tote bag. We've also got white show logo t-shirts, we've got mugs as well. We've got Mama I'm a Big Dog Now. Oh my gosh, dog bandanas. More shows need dog bandanas among their merchandise. And a V-neck pink tee. I've only just figured out that it's imitating the Hairspray branding as well. Smart. Cute. Very cute. And another tote bag design that says Mama I'm a Big Tote Now. Also just spotted there's an ornament. There's an ornament if you're feeling festive, and who isn't? Now, I'm in H1 here in one of the stages at New World Stages, which is this little raised row separated by a bar here on standalone chairs. It's a little different to the rest of the seating, but it does mean I'm significantly like higher up than everyone else. We've got these seats on the Telecharge Rush for $35, so can recommend that seating option. I've got a very clear view. Oh my god, hey. Oh my god, hey. Hello from New York. Hello to New York. Good day, New York. There you go. It is MickeyJoTheatre here with my stagey fiancé.
Hiya, Aeron James.
It's Aeron James. We are, once again, this, I think, is the final part of this particular trip's New York vlog series. We are in Brooklyn, where we usually stay, and where we are currently staying when we visit New York, which is not on the Isle of Manhattan.
No.
But it only takes us about 40 minutes to get into the city. Today we have walked to Atlantic Avenue / the Barclays Center in search of meaning, fulfillment, a way to spend our afternoon. Ooh, Target! There!
That's about 5 minutes this way.
Oh, it's almost like it was planned. In search of Target, because they have... While we've been here, we're here to see as much theatre as possible, but also the Wicked movie is coming out this very month. In fact, this week it's just had its premiere on the West Coast in the US, and Target have a range of Wicked merchandise. We've been to a bunch of Targets and we're finding some stuff, but we're hoping that a non-Manhattan Target might have more. Anyway, I say I think this is the last part because We've been here for 2 weeks at this point. I have fully lost track of how I'm structuring this vlog series, but we're approaching the last few days now. Yesterday we had a bit of a break. It was a Monday night when there aren't many shows on anyway on Broadway, so it was kind of easy for us, having seen almost all the stuff we wanted to see and having planned out our next few days, our last few days, to say, let's just not go see anything tonight, let's stay in with our friend and play Wicked Monopoly, which is what we did. But today we're going back to see another Broadway show, one that just started previews in mid-November, because we're going to go see Elf, and we will take you along with us later. But first, Target.
We're trying to find the Target. There is a sign. There. Follow the big Target. Huge news, there's a Chuck E. Cheese upstairs. We don't have Chuck E. Cheese in the United. Like, we have many of these things. We have Uniqlo. We don't have Target, but we have alternatives. But I don't know if we really have a Chuck E. Cheese alternative that exists still. Like the Wacky Warehouse used to. Do you remember the Wacky Warehouse? That was a thing. Charlie Chalks that partnered with pubs, but no Chuck E. Cheese. I'm sorry, how cool is it that the trolleys get to go on a little ride down to the bottom, and then people collect them while they go down the escalator. The trolleys go on as a little, like a ski lift for the trolleys. That's so cute. Well, that was surprisingly successful.
Yeah.
Still couldn't find the coveted green Wicked Stanley.
I think they just don't exist anymore.
I think it was too hot a product, and they now only exist on eBay for a 3-figure sum. Heading back, sort of looking for a lunch location on 5th Avenue in the Greater Park Slope area. Might just go back to Bagel World. We love a Bagel World.
Bagel World's so good.
Love
filling
Bagel World
as well, which is like
it is.
what you need.
It's a meal. They take bagels very seriously here in the US. There's a lamp on the street. Lumiere. Fallen on hard times. But yeah, because we're trying to decide big lunch now, light bite later, or the other way around. Because the portion size is so big here, you don't need to do like a full lunch and then a full dinner. That's too much. It's also quite late. Pizza secret. What's the secret? What's the secret? Looks like a jeweler's. I have a question, Aeron James.
Yeah.
Are you feeling festive?
I feel like at moments, yes, but because I think the like sections of festivities in New York are like dotted,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel.
Target was festive.
Yeah. Like sections have been really festive, and I'm like, oh, that's fun. But then I feel like because they're in between 2 seasons, and like things are starting to get ready here.
Yeah. The tree has arrived at Rockefeller Plaza.
Yeah.
Bryant Park is very festive.
Bryant Park was giving me the most festive feelings.
Yeah. But you know what? Usually, I don't feel festive until we see Elf, because it's kind of been a semi-annual thing for the past few years in the UK.
It's all over the UK this year, just not in London.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
But it's here.
Yeah. Usually we get to see Elf towards the start of its run at the Dominion Theatre in the West End for the past few years. Not this year because The Devil Wears Prada is at the Dominion. But that's kind of like the first festive press night of the year for us in the theatre industry, and that's when I start to feel festive. Yep. And so seeing Elf tonight on Broadway at a brand new theatre, never been to the Marquee before.
I'm really excited to see Gray Henson again.
Yeah, seeing Gray Henson. I think it's the same production, so hopefully it's going to snow and Santa's going to do Defying Gravity, which is always my favourite moments. I think that's going to get me. Currently, I don't feel festive, I just feel cold.
I feel weirdly, it's weird because the UK have just done all that, like Covent Garden just got lit and like, well no, that sounds weird.
Covent Garden's lit.
Covent Garden just turned their lights on and most of London's lights are on. So I feel weirdly, we're going to get back and then I'm going to feel extremely festive in London.
Sure. I also just don't know, we've never been here for anything approaching Christmas before, or the festive period. Oh, we can't go that way. So we can't go this way. I don't think I know what to feel here, but hopefully, I think Elf ought to do it. This is Bagel World, ranked in Brooklyn's top 100 bagel places, and it's the breadth of choice for me that I think is just astonishing. You've got all these different meats and cheeses, an extraordinary quantity of cream cheeses, sweet treats, so many options here at Bagel World. Truly the world of bagels.
And a few hours later, we are in the city. We are in Manhattan. We are in Midtown Manhattan. And as Aeron has just said, it feels really late.
Yeah, it feels extremely late.
It feels like 10 p.m.
When you're getting on the subway.
Yeah, let me show you what we're seeing right now. It's this, and like the brightness of Times Square, but also it's dark. Post-daylight savings, clock's changing. It's real dark. So that's the thing. It's just after 6 p.m. Tonight's performance of Elf starts at 7, but we're getting there early because they're doing a bit of an event. We've been invited to come and be theatre influencers. I'm not sure what they're doing.
No.
I think they said we get a complimentary beverage, which is good because your boy's thirsty.
Yeah.
After that great sandwich I had, my God, I've been having it. The chicken palm is what I get from Bagel World. I've been having it as a bagel. Today I had it as a panini. So good. I got such a good cheese pull. Oh my goodness. And then changed into something slightly more Christmassy. Green trousers. Festive. So festive.
That whole big part there is the marquee.
Yes. Oh yes, you can see the Marriott Marquis Hotel where the Marquis Theatre is located. We've never been there before, but you can see it. It's that tall building there. And I should add, before someone starts typing in the comments, the Marquis Theatre, slightly controversial from its inception because 5 theatres or 4 theatres were demolished to make way for the hotel, which houses now 1 theatre, which obviously not a good trade-off, but it's all we've ever known, as they would say in Hadestown, and so we are excited to see it nonetheless. And also the novelty of going into a hotel, going up the escalator and into a theatre, a novelty that is not lost on me. I think that's cool. Congratulations to that couple who got engaged. This is Times Square, everybody. Aeron is waiting out to take photos. It is novel. It is also overwhelming. It's not too bad this evening. It's a Tuesday night, and it is, I have to remind myself, still 6 p.m. Don't make eye contact with the Minnie Mice or the Spider-Man. You will never leave. When I saw a police horse last week, it was like, wow, police horse. At this point, it's like another day, another police horse, and another Broadway show. Honestly, that's just our life. Crossing the street to the Marriott Marquis and the entrance to the Marquis Theatre. I'll show you all of the cute elf signage on the way in, but I dare say your best place to take a photo is probably up inside the theatre. I mean, I'll report back on that. Oh, so many Snapples. There are 2 entrances. You can enter either here on 46th Street or down on 45th Street, because the entrance can be found on Nederlander Way, which is a little breezeway that runs between those 2 streets. We're up on the high one on 46th. It's opposite the Lunt Fontaine. We're seeing that tomorrow. Death Becomes Her. But for now, a very different show. We are seeing Elf. Now, it's been a while since Elf has been on Broadway. But in those intervening years, it's been in London a lot. And it's been in the UK a lot. It's still in the UK this year, just not in London. But very often, Elf sort of signifies the start of the festive period for us in the theatre industry. It's usually our first Christmassy press booking. And this is the box office on the street here. As you can see, much Elf signage. Everybody's favourite holiday musical. And there is also decoration on this entire corridor here, the one that runs down to 45th Street, like I mentioned. It's also a mirrored wall, so you can take photos here if you would so like. Wave to yourselves, tiny people in my vlogging camera. Hello, Elf. This, meanwhile, is one of the entrances, one of multiple entrances to the Marriott Marquis Hotel and the Marquis Theatre, which you will note we can find on floor 3. We're going to head in there now through the revolving doors, which I famously have a slightly irrational fear of. I'm not a fan of the revolving doors, but I'm going to keep the camera rolling and I'm going to keep you with me. Oh, we're doing it. Okay. I like to stay as near the edge as possible. It's an automatic one. That means it sets this pace. I don't mean right at the edge. Okay, up we go. Up we go onto this single file escalator. The elevators are quite cool, actually. Those look fun, but we are on one of 2 single file escalators heading up to the Marquis Theatre. We have been up to see it before, but we've never been inside. Quite often it's been dark on our trips, or something has been here that we didn't get the chance to see, like the Wiz. This is a long escalator. This footage must not look particularly exciting, but a theatre is about to emerge, which is exciting. Look at that. There we go. It's the Marquee Theatre, everybody. FYI, the escalators come up on the left-hand side of the entrance, but the queue happens round to the right, so then everyone does this little bit of traffic around, which makes more sense. Otherwise you'd be like escalatoring up right to a queue, and then people would end up queuing on the escalator, and that's a safety hazard right there. Can you imagine if you were staying at a room in this hotel and seeing a show here? Like, you could leave your hotel room at 7 p.m. and make the show start, because the show starts at 7:05. You could go back to your room in the intermission if you'd forgotten something. Like, shown on the walls here some previous tenants at this theatre, including Thoroughly Modern Millie back in the early 2000s, Me and My Girl in 1986, the revival of Evita, the Michael Grandage revival of Evita, Bernadette Peters in Annie Get Your Gun, Victor Victoria, some classics, my goodness. Now you can find a merchandise kiosk actually outside of the entrance to the theatre here. They have some little trinkets. We've got a single malt cocoa Santa's Blend mug down there. We have a Buddy the Elf plush. Now, they were selling elf plushes in the UK. They didn't have a Buddy the Elf one. Do I need both? This is the question. They also have a magnet there with the elf logo on it. We have another elf mug showing the 5 major food groups. We have 2 festive ornaments, and of course we do. Why would we not? It's Elf the Musical. Then you can see behind there's a cute little bobblehead hat that says Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins. There's also a Santa-style hat that says I know him. We have various t-shirts, hoodies with more elf phrases on. We've got a tote bag that says the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. We have a Sparkle Jolly Twinkle Jangly t-shirt, a Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins t-shirt as well, and a Santa one over there. There's no like bright green t-shirt. This is my only thought and complaint here. But lots of cute, very festive things here to be had at Elf the Musical. And once you get your ticket scanned and go through security, this is the gorgeous and quite different looking foyer entrance to the Marquee Theatre. We have this bar area down here. I can immediately see some Elf signature cocktails going on down there. How intriguing. And also more posters of previous shows here at the Marquee. Which one gets me the most excited? Tyndalian Gypsy. It might be that one. Probably still Thoroughly Modern Millie, but also Frank Wildhorn's Wonderland. That's quite exciting as well. I'm very intrigued to see what the auditorium looks like. There are merchandise booths, I should point out as well, on either side, and more bar areas at the base of spiral staircases heading up to presumably the mezzanine level. There's also a cast board over here showing us the company in alphabetical order and telling us that at this performance the role of Michael Hobbs, which is a child performer, will be played by Michael Diener. That is used to signify understudies, but on this occasion it's also used to indicate which of the young performers, presumably multiple sharing that role, will be playing the role. We have a lot of specialty cocktail options. So down here you can see the Son of a Nutcracker Nog, which has Screwball peanut butter whiskey, spiked eggnog and chocolate bitters, as well as the Yule Mule, which is Tito's vodka or top shelf silver tequila, ginger beer and lime juice, as well as the Arctic Spritz, Prosecco, Aperol, seltzer, and a splash of cranberry. And you can see the prices there for singles or doubles. Then we have different cocktails here on this lit up screen. The North Pole Fizz, gin, triple sec, seltzer and lime juice. The Mistletoe Margarita has gold tequila and green margarita slushy. The World's Greatest Dad Curry, Bacardi rum or Malibu coconut rum and strawberry slushy. And Buddy's Maple Old Fashioned with a double 3-ounce Bird Dog maple whiskey, Monin maple pancake syrup and Angostura bitters. I mean, an exciting range of cocktails, I think, at this particular show. It feels like there's something for all sorts of different palates there. I would quite like to have something with a slushy element, and so it's probably going to be the World's Greatest Dad Curry for me, probably with the Bacardi rum moment. I think that's what's on the cards. We have our beverages. I did in fact get... Oh, excuse me. I did in fact get the World's Greatest Dad Curry, which I have... Always swirl these drinks, by the way. Mix your cocktails, or you'll get them in phases. Oh, the slush. The slush is fun. I have a fun slush element. Aeron, tell us about your beverage.
Mine is eggnog and whiskey and chocolate bitters. It's kind of like a creamy old fashioned. kind of that kind of vibe. Or like, yeah, it's like kind of taste. It's hard to explain.
Can we also take a moment for Mr. Aeron James's new Disney store fleece that we bought him in Times Square?
Yeah.
He's so cute and fluffy. He looks like a Christmas teddy bear. And I am wearing festive trousers. Festive, it's festive. Here's a fun fact I did know about, but had forgotten. The restrooms are the hotel restrooms. So you actually exit the theatre on the mezzanine level and then come out here into the hotel, and the men's ones are on this side in this back corner. That is kind of wild. But you know, you're in a building that has restrooms, may as well share. The pre-show playlist is Christmas songs, which makes sense. This being one of them is a choice. It's a great song. It's just slightly different vibes. Aeron just pointed out this is our first time hearing Mariah this year. Banger. Now, zero shade whatsoever to Playbill, who do a fantastic job making millions of these, presumably hundreds of thousands, millions, so many, every week, every month. I've got a funky Playbill today because it's not quite rectangular. It's like with some kind of a fun quadrilateral kind of a shape with nice diagonal edges going on. Funky Playbill, who knew? Now, we've been told people think this feels a bit like a cruise ship theatre, and you get the sense of that in this auditorium with just like, you know, the fairly clean aesthetic, some of the wood panelling on some of the ceiling levels. What I will say as well, great legroom, really comfortable legroom, and I'm a person with quite long legs, and a really good rake as well. You can see going down there towards the stage. This is my view of the stage. Down there, I'm in Q1, and I don't feel too far away because it's quite a big auditorium, but not nearly as big as the Dominion Theatre where Elf played in the West End. Yes, we're on the stage of the Marquee Theatre. These are the props they keep in the wings. Spoiler alert for Elf. You can see out into the space. And also all of the scenery that gets stored up above. Wild. And that's the view of the Marquee Theatre Auditorium from the stage. You can see the ghost light over there. And the auditorium. Wow. Okay, so what happened there was we were at an influencer event for Elf, and afterwards there was like a meet and greet moment with the cast on stage. However, it was blended in with like their guests and friends and family, in which capacity I don't want to be like, hi, you don't know me, but like, and all I would say is like, well done. Like, I don't need a photo, I'm just like, you did great, you all were great, had a great time, I feel the joy of Christmas, thank you so much. And then we found Ashley.
Hi!
Ashley was at Hadestown, which is a new show this season.
Alison Russell is so good.
Ashley was seeing it for the first or 46th time, who knows. Yeah, what number are you on?
50 something?
50 something. When you get to 100,
Well, if it lasts forever and ever and ever.
the Broadway production can't close until Ashley has seen Hadestown 100 times. And then we got juniors, and I got the big tub of mini black and white cookies because I don't know how to exercise restraint in Manhattan. I'm really good at it in the UK, I don't know what it is here, I just forget. That hand just beeped me. Good morning, good day. Oh my god, hey, hello to you. It is Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're back in Manhattan. We're seeing some shows. It's a classic 2-show day vibe. Just got off at the Rockefeller stop, grabbed a Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Talk us through the order, Aeron James.
I got a medium butter pecan latte.
Butter
Iced
pecan.
latte. The brisket scramble, which I haven't had before.
Brisket scramble. I got a sausage, egg and cheese in a croissant. A croissant. We're walking over to the Luntfontein for Death Becomes Her. How excited are you, Aeron James?
Okay. I'm excited, but I am holding my excitement until we're in the auditorium and I know certain facts.
This is how I was when we went to see Little Shop of Horrors. I was like, respect and love to any company member and every understudy, but I'm so excited to see Shay Renee Scott. And without vocalizing it or putting anything into the universe, Aeron is excited about performers who we're hoping to see this afternoon.
Yeah, and I'm too nervous because even though they've not been off since like only at the very start of the run, but I'm still scared.
I was scared about Sherry, and I don't think she'd miss any shows.
I don't know, I think in the UK you're always nervous about matinee. I don't think that's a bigger thing here, but in the UK, if it's a matinee performance, I'm like...
It's also still in previews.
Yeah.
And so they don't take holiday in previews.
To point out, I'm the biggest supporter of understudies and covers.
Oh yeah.
But like, I think when you grow up watching certain Broadway performers and then you're like, I'm never going to see them live.
There's also something to be said for seeing something for the first time, when I would like to see the principal cast. For a second time round, for a victory lap, I hope to see an understudy. So yeah, heading over to the Luntfontein. I'm going to put you away now so I can eat my croissant. But we're seeing Death Becomes Her this afternoon. Finally! We have been on Broadway now for more than 2 weeks. And we've been waiting to see this show. We left it till very late in the trip. But it's finally happening, everybody. No, I feel like I complain about Times Square to you all in these videos, but right now, at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, bless you, Aeron James, it is tolerable. This is fine. This is okay. If it would stay like this, that would be lovely. It doesn't. Therein lies the problem. And here she is, coming into view, now in previews, officially opening next week, I believe. It is Death Becomes Her. At the Luntfontein, serving Lunt, as they so beautifully put it on their social media. Woo, it's very purple. Also, I've shown you these before, but I'm going to show you again. They're using this holographic technology here to make these changing posters. Clever, and old school tech as well. Now we are in the mezzanine today, and there is this little mezzanine foyer space, sort of a lobby upstairs, which is why they've let the mezzanine ticket holders in first. And I'm going to show you some of this amazing merchandise. We have a little ornament here. We've got a little iridescent mug situation that says Death Becomes Her with the logo on one side and now a warning on the other. We have a bottoms-up cup there, presented without comment. We have an Uh-Oh, She's Furious, sort of a Spirit jersey style long sleeve top with some enamel pins on it. We might get a closer look at those. We've got a baseball cap. We can see the back of it there. We've got a Find Your Person tote bag. We've got a tall shot glass that I see there as well. We've got a Everything I Do Is for the Gays purple t-shirt, iconic. We've got some magnets. I was going to call them fridge magnets, but you can put them wherever you want. That's entirely up to you. A tie-dye style t-shirt in the middle there. We can see the back of that also. You can see the prices for all the things I've mentioned just here as well. We're scrolling, and I'm just going to come over here and show you some of the other little trinkets that we have slightly closer up. That you can see the magnet. We can see some vinyl stickers of some sort, I believe, and you can see a closer look at the enamel pins there as well. You can see the shot glasses that I mentioned that also say bottoms up. We have another t-shirt there that's just white with the logo on one side, and we have a pullover there in black as well, and we can see the front of the baseball cap. How cute is all of this? Stylish, classy, whimsical. We enjoy very much. There's also a bar area up here as well where they have specialty drinks and premium drinks. Now over on the specialty side we have Now a Cosmo with vodka triple sec cranberry and lime, Madeline's Twist with gin triple sec soda and lime, Dr. Menville's Mule, that's bourbon, ginger beer and lime, singles are $18, doubles are $32. You do get the cup with that, the souvenir cup as well, that's built into the price. And then the premium drinks, the potion is Prosecco, Aperol and Lime. That's the Prosecco that'll turn this into a premium. The Helena, Prosecco and Peach Liqueur. Oh, Hellini, sorry. Oh, it's a Bellini. It's a Hell Bellini. It's a Hellini. We got there in the end. And the Siempre Viva. I haven't seen the show yet, if you couldn't tell. Vodka, Kahlua and Starbucks cold brew coffee. Delicious to some people, horrible to me. I am not a coffee person. Singles of those, $24 and doubles at $38. I do want a cup. Aeron has just had a Dunkin', so he's not thirsty. I am. What do I feel like? I might go for a Now a Cosmo, honestly. A vodka cranberry moment. That's a little bit of Mickey Jo. More so than a bourbon. Or I like a gin, and I don't mind a triple sec. It's the soda and lime that's turning me away. Or am I feeling premium today? Am I feeling a Prosecco and peach liqueur moment? Do you know I'm tempted? And we are in our seats, everything looking very blue on my camera here, but we are in D15 and 17 in the front mezzanine at the Luntfontein, ready to see this afternoon's performance of Death Becomes Her. It works very well in the Luntfontein auditorium with these chandeliers, with these walls looking very stylish, looking very blue from your perspective, but slightly more blue and purple up here. If I show you this chandelier just above us there, it works very well. It's very classy. This is our view of the stage. I would call this completely unobstructed. I am one seat away from the edge of the mezzanine, but seems to be just fine up here. Also, the set design extending out into the auditorium with those pillars and those ruched curtains all the way up to the front of the mezzanine there. That is all part of the set design for Death Becomes Her. And we'll have more to tell you about the show after we've seen the thing.
OHMYGOD.
Any of us shows have a long run because anything.
That's our new Shucked.
Yeah.
That's our new and we're coming back and we'll see that again because I think it's going to run. I have no fears about that because it's such a fun time. Word of mouth for that is going to be nothing other than what a fun time, what a hilarious show. Divas, funny, silly, wacky, all those good adjectives. If I wasn't gay before, and listen, I was, honestly. And the costumes, not just sparkly, gorgeous, expensive looking, but clever, like tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, and functional, and a great time. We had a little bit of a showstop at the top of the second act. Yeah, because we had a little bit of issue with a ruched curtain, and these things happen. That's a gay occupational hazard, if ever I've heard one. But did not impede how much fun we had at the show. Now it's only about 5 p.m. We lingered by the stage door a little bit to see if anyone would come out, but it's not a guarantee or an expectation, especially during previews and a matinee midweek, that they will come out after. I was going to say that they'd come out after a matinee at all. And it's darker than I would like for it to be at 5 p.m, but that is just post clock changing, daylight savings, reality. We're heading over to go meet some New York-based friends who we saw for a drink last week to go get some dinner before our evening show and before their evening show. We're going to a place called Arriba. This restaurant is on 9th. Many of our favourite sit-down eateries are on 9th. If you're wondering why you're only seeing diners and pizza by the slice and chain takeaway places, get out of Times Square, head over to 9th. More restaurants over there. And now it's later, and we had dinner because we were having dinner with friends, and I don't like to vlog dinner when I'm there. It just makes me feel obnoxious and impersonal. But Hell's Kitchen bus. Hold on. Pause everything. The buses where I grew up were yellow, and I guess school buses are yellow. So this is very cute. But it's a Hell's Kitchen open top. Oh, I love an open top bus. It's absolutely not the season for it because it's frosty AF in New York currently. The reason I started filming, had a lovely time at Arriba.
Yeah, it was really good.
6 looks blue. Sorry, hold on.
No, 6 does look blue.
6 looks blue. What's happening there?
Is there a light then only put on it?
I don't know. Too close. As you may be able to tell, I had 2 margaritas. Carrying on, we are on our way to our evening show, which is what, Aeron James? Cabaret! We are going back to the Kit Kat Club on 52nd Street, aka the August Wilson Theatre, to see once more the Broadway revival of Cabaret, which began its life as the West End revival of Cabaret, directed by Rebecca Frank. Are you laughing at me or are you exhaling?
No, I just realised, and apologies, you're about to see nothing for another,
Yeah, we can't take you with us to the Kit Kat Club.
I was just suddenly you just said apologies, and I'm like, well, they can't see anything for another 2 hours.
I know. We can't take you inside the Kit Kat Club. Per the policies of the Kit Kat Club, we'll be putting stickers over our phones, and I will be hiding you away in my bag, because the secrets are not to be... Honestly, the West End production is still doing very well, and I'll be quite candid here in saying the Broadway production is selling as well, but is so much more expensive to run because of the realities of Broadway.
Well.
It's bigger, and everything is more expensive in New York.
Yeah.
The same show is 5 times more expensive to run here, so they can be making upwards of $1 million a week and still losing money. So have we reached the point where maybe they should let people film and take photos inside the Kit Kat Club?
If they start doing it in New York, London will be like, why not us? All people in London will just do it.
And I also don't know if it's a privacy thing or if it's a union thing because they're performing.
Yeah, that also.
Which is much of the challenge of why things are more expensive in the first place. And listen, I'm pro-union, but the ecosystem is challenging. Anyway, heading over to the August Wilson to go see Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. We are expecting that Ali Carvalho is not on this evening as Sally Bowles, but that Adam Lambert is. They have pre-scheduled absences from the show because they both have alternates who go on for their roles once a week, but also she's doing the Moana press tour. And she was scheduled to be out this afternoon. She's scheduled to be back tomorrow. The press team thinks she's out tonight, but the website for the show thinks she's in tonight. So we will find out, and I will let you know subsequently. But we are bracing. We don't want to be disappointed, so we are assuming she's not in.
That is her plan. She's not on, but we'll see her in London.
Yeah. And we had great enchiladas
Yes.
at Arriba and happy hour margaritas, which were happy indeed. I'm not a big margarita person, but with a
They were
splash,
really nice with a peach.
with a splash of peach, lovely. And even though we can't take you inside the Kit Kat Club, I will acquaint you with the exterior. It's opposite the Neil Simon up here on 52nd. 52nd. Every time I have said a street number to you these past 2 weeks, I have said it in a raising inflection because I have no idea where I am. People are already queuing outside. You can get here quite early, earlier than most West End theatres, because there's a pre-show, atmospheric, semi-immersive experience with the Prologue company of performers. You do not enter the August Wilson Theatre, aka the Kit Kat Club, via the traditional entrance. You enter via the stage door, and you get to explore various transformed bars. Prologue company members perform for you. It's very atmospheric. It is worth getting here early, get your money's worth. You can pay for a meal package as well, but you can also just, with any ticket, turn up and enjoy the Prologue. And I encourage you to do so because it's great. And we're going to go enjoy it now. I will see you on the other side. Oh my god, hey. Good morning. Hello. Kate is here. Aeron is there. We're all wearing beanies. It's freezing. It's incredibly cold. I will tell you about Cabaret, but it's Thursday morning. It's pre 9 a.m. and we are in the city on our way to stand on the street for an hour because that's how we roll. Because I have fallen in love with a musical about robots and I don't know when I will get to see it again. So heading to the Belasco Theatre to try and get rush tickets for... why was I going to say We Are the Robots? You've broken my brain.
I'm so sorry.
Kate saw a musical called We Are the Robots the other day. It's that much robot content happening at the moment in the city of New York. Maybe Happy Ending is what we're trying to rush. Perhaps my new favourite musical on Broadway. I would very much like to see it one more time. To such an extent, this is going to shock you. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this, I have seen the Wicked movie. But I technically have the chance to go to a screening of the Wicked movie and see it tonight, Thursday, the week of its premiere, ahead of the London premiere next week. And I am forsaking that for the robots. That's how much these robots mean to me. Just thought I'd share that with you. Gonna round the corner now and see if there's a line. If there is, I blame Kate and myself for being too vocal online about how much we love this show. One person? A few people. A small collection of people. Not many people. It is a tiny line. That's good. No line makes me uncomfortable sometimes. We rope dropped Suffs accidentally. And I was like, I don't know where to start the line or in which direction it goes.
At least there's a couple people.
I feel the weight of responsibility when I'm the first one there.
We're not first.
We're not first. I think there's only 4 or 5 people with great taste. Okay, we have been in line for about 30 minutes plus. Aeron and Kate went to go get Dunkin' coffees. They are holding our spot in line. I don't think Kate is even seeing the show. Kate is just rushing a show they are not seeing this evening, which is a choice, which is a valid choice. I just crossed the street to throw away the packaging for the Dunkin' Donuts egg bites that were just my breakfast. Important to get breakfast if you're doing a rush line. Do not stand on the street without nourishing yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy, make good choices. There's about 6, maybe 7 now people in front of us in line, but some people came to join people who were in line, so I'm hopeful that they're getting tickets together. I think there's enough pairs of tickets. This show just got a slew of great reviews, including one from MickeyJoTheatre. Got a New York Times critics pick. I'm hoping that we see the impact of that at the box office. That happened for Water for Elephants. That show did not have a strong advance, and then it got the New York Times critics pick, and it kind of turned things around, but still ultimately it will close within 9-10 months of it having opened. I'm hoping maybe Happy Ending, which could be selling better, starts to now because of the critical response. Good news! We all got rush tickets! Kate is going to see the show!
Yeah!
Yay!
Yeah.
Wah boom! Now, unless we head back to Brooklyn, which I don't think we're going to do necessarily, maybe this afternoon, we have hours in... Is it a 7 or an 8? What did I just buy?
Did I? No, as in for the show.
Oh, 7 p.m.
It's a 7. Okay, so we've got like 9 hours to kill until then, and it's freezing cold. Oh my gosh, we're gonna go to Rockefeller because they have heat there. Update. What's the last thing I told you? I think we were walking to Rockefeller, and then shortly afterwards I was like, I have rush fever, let's go see what else we can rush. Half as a joke, and then we went to the Lyceum to go and hit up the box office of O'Mary, who do a Rogue Thursday 5 p.m. performance, and we were like, sure, done, balcony, rush tickets. So now Kate's seeing 3 shows today, because Kate is seeing Left on 10th, and we are seeing minimum 2, possibly 3, and we have less time to kill between now and the shows, because we now have a 5 p.m. curtain. So our final day of seeing shows in Manhattan, unexpectedly filling up. Y'all, look what we just stumbled upon. They've got Glinda's meat slice dress and Elphaba's. Okay, this one doesn't look like much, honestly, but we will get up closer and take a look at these details. But they have wicked costumes on display here at I guess this is the NBC store here at Rockefeller. They also have like Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show merch, Kelly Clarkson show merch, a lot of SNL merch. We can see detail on this. We can appreciate that. It's got a wavy texture. It's got a velvety cape. And Glinda's dress is over here. The one people said looked like meat slices. Can confirm it does not in person. It looks like a dress. This cardigan is gorgeous. Kate's loving it. We can see it on display here.
Very expensive.
The pink down the bottom. Don't even tell me how expensive it is. I do not want to know. Oh gosh. Terrible news. Kate and I are considering getting these very expensive wicked cardigans, and I've made the mistake of holding it up against myself and being like, oh no, I love it, unfortunately. But we did briefly go to the Jacobs Theatre to possibly get Outsiders matinee tickets, and then I didn't, so that's like free money. Also, it's pretty and I want it. Kate's trying it on. It's happening.
I feel so good.
Decisions are about to be made. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like shorts, this is...
That's a vibe. And it's 2 films, so it's half the price.
That's true. That's true.
Schmackeries, I will always love you. But Chip City, down in the basement of Rockefeller. I assume they have other locations, but this is their cookies and cream cookie. The cookie smell that you can smell as you walk past gets me every single time. I will always buy a cookie because they smell so good. They taste so good. It's warm. It's a big old stuffed cookie. What is not to enjoy? It's a cookie-flavoured cookie. Come on now. And entertainment as well, as we watch this impromptu outdoor production of Kimberly Akimbo, the Tony Award-winning musical that featured on-stage ice skating and is also depicted on Kate's hat. Kate is currently on the phone trying to pass date tickets to Left on 10th. Also, also, we did both buy the cardigans. That happened. So we're going to not see a matinee today because that helps justify the purchase. Other than the 5 p.m. matinee we've already booked. Oh, stop me. Take away my bank card. In fact, it's very wickedy here at Rockefeller Plaza because all of these flags that are usually nations of the world, there are no nations of the world. What's America? What is that? It's only wicked now. Post the election, they decided, you know what, we don't need to fly these flags anymore. No more stars and stripes, only pink and green. Heading up to meet Kate after their matinee performance of Left on 10th and forgot that it was opening night for Tammy Faye. The stars are arriving, the outlets are here, there are photographers, there is coverage. It is a Broadway opening night. It starts early in the day because there's a lot to get done. And though I didn't want to paparazzi them in the street, just walked past the 3 stars of Tammy Faye. In fact, Olivier Award winner Katie Braben, who won one of her Olivier Awards for playing Tammy Faye in Tammy Faye when it originated in London. Also 2-time Tony Award winner Michael Cerveris and 2-time Tony Award winner Christian Borle. Many accolades upon the principal cast of Tammy Faye. Will they win for Tammy Faye? Different question. But for now, I'm going to go meet Kate after Left on 10th. I just spent a couple hours at Drama Bookshop getting a little bit of work done, doing a little bit... Actually, I was editing my Tammy Faye review, as it would happen, and enjoying another healing potion themed to the 20-sided tavern. A nice non-caffeinated, non-coffee beverage
served at the Drum Bookshop. Did you get the Our Town thing again? I don't know coffee well enough to guess what you had.
What's your favourite?
Oh! Is it the Carolee Carmelo one?
Yeah.
What was it called?
The Carolee I think it's the Carolee Carmelo Latte. Because I don't think it's Carolee Caramel.
Caramel latte.
No, I think it's just Carolee Carmelo Latte.
Carolee Carmelo latte. Perfect. Wonderful. No, I'm glad someone can enjoy it. And the legacy of Carolee Carmelo
I just love that it's
endures.
always stayed there, like a caramel latte, Carolee Carmelo.
It's a
And
staple.
When they give out the drink, they say the Carolee.
The Carolee.
So you really have to know it, or else people would think it's like Starbucks when it's the name.
I hope she goes there and enjoys it often. We found Kate. Kate is there. Found Kate, everybody. But let it be known, if you indulge in these 2-show day, 3-show day, 5 p.m. curtain shenanigans, your timings can become very tight. Oh, there's another cut through there. We're going to go that way. I'm reminded of the day I spent trying to go to every single Broadway theatre in an hour the other day because it has the same kind of intensity right now. Also found our friend Z. Z is here. Yay! Now we can't cross the street. This is horrible. This is horrible news. Oh, Mary is going to start and we're going to be standing on the street. No, it's fine. Okay. Heading down to the Lyceum, which I've never been to before. Sadly, it's the theatre where my sons are queer, but what can you do was supposed to be. Yeah, because we weren't here for Strange Loop. And scarcely anything has been there in the intervening years.
Oh, Grey House, but...
Missed Grey House. Got invited to Grey House. That was like the first time I'd ever been actively invited to a Broadway show. Had to say no. Bit of me died. But yeah, heading down there now to go see the 5 o'clock curtain of O'Mary, which is approx 90 minutes. We saw it downtown at... Help me.
The Lucille Hotel.
The Lucille... Oh, I got water in my mouth. Oh no. I got water in my mouth from the water feature. We saw it downtown at the Lucille Hotel, and last time I said that on one of these vlogs, someone in the comments was like, that's not downtown. Ah! Steps.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you will find it is down the town. Here it is. It's the Lyceum, currently very yellow for O'Mary. The big, okay, the marquee's up there. You can't see it anymore because I got too close. But we are queuing. It is time. I put my watch on. I don't know what time it is. I think it's probably about 10 to 5. aka 4:50 p.m. You can find a merchandise booth. There's one in the foyer immediately when you arrive, but also one in this downstairs lounge area. And I barely have any time, but I'll show you tote bag, poster, t-shirt, iconic pullover, baseball cap there that says a new play by Cole Escola, as well as fridge magnet, keyring, pen, and enamel pin badge. There's also, oh my gosh, Aeron James demonstrating the cute little photo opportunity, which is lit well. That matters. We love a photo op that is lit well. Heading back upstairs, because we're subterranean and our tickets are in the balcony. That's what we got on Rush. And you know what? There are specialty cocktails, but honestly, they're much the same at most of these theatres. Put some sort of a pun name on it, put it in a cup, you'll have a lovely time. There's no intermission to drink it in anyway. No one has time. One of my favourite little details here in the foyer is some of these images of Cole Escola pictured in previous shows. We've gone from like the nice stylish bit to this like servant's entrance, balcony access. This reminds me of a West End theatre. I could be at the Palladium, only considerably smaller. I just saw, you can see the marquee through the window. We're above the marquee. That's how many stairs I'm walking up right now. Well, I apologise for that emotional outburst. We are now up here in the balcony. This is a 3-tier theatre, a rarity here on Broadway. And the height of this section does make me feel a little bit like I'm back in London's West End, although they are still wider and not nearly as vertical. That is beautiful proscenium, ceiling, etc. We are down here in the front row of the balcony. I am on the end here. I'm not currently sat down, but I think I will have some slight restrictions due to the wide angle and the lighting rig in front of me, but I've seen this play before, so I'm not super worried. And it's, you know, it's a comedy play. A lot of it happens over that side. I'm going to have a nice time regardless. I have my playbill, of course. I like that they chose a yellow that will go with playbill yellow at the top there. And officially, if you're curious, let me sit myself down so you can see the view from my face. I am in row A of the balcony. That's the view, and my seat number, I can't read it. Maybe it's 21, something like that. I don't know. But I'm here and I'm happy about it.
It's that time of year again. You'll see volunteers in the lobby with those iconic red buckets. We're raising money for Broadway Cares Equity Fiancé. I know you're getting so much here tonight. I checked the prices, I know. But if you can give a little more or a lot more, it goes a long way providing people with a safety net for medication and healthcare and meals and hope. They take cash, they take card, they take tap to pay, and we have a few special items for sale. Tony, if you please. We have these entire cast signed posters for $200, these entire cast signed playbills for $100, and they're limited edition legacy playbills from the 140th anniversary. Write it down. And then we have just one single limited edition lobby portrait of me in a very controversial production of Romeo and Juliet, signed by me. There's just this one, and this one is $500. Anyway, the money goes to a great cause. So, but thanks for coming. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, 5 p.m. Oh Mary, done. Heading round the block because it's already 6:30 and the house is about to open at the Belasco for maybe happy ending. Our final Broadway show of this trip. It's sad, but also it's happy because I love these robots so much and I am very happy to go and see their musical. So much traffic noise. What's happening here? We're here, we're ready, we are queuing up at the Belasco for maybe happy ending. We saw it on Friday, we are back again the following Thursday. I am very excited to see this show one more time before we leave New York and fly home. And we are here. Went to go check on the merch, and there's apparently a Huaboon hoodie on pre-order. That is very exciting news to me, and I will be somehow trying to put in an order for one of those as and when they are available. There's also a pin set to come, and they now have button badges. But we headed up here to use the restroom and then to take our seats. We are up here in D107 and 108 in the balcony. Those were the rush tickets available to us today. Rush tickets are allocated at box office discretion. We've got our playbills from one of the friendliest ushers I have ever encountered. They all do a fantastic job, but this one was extra special. Kate is over there in the Kimberly Akimbo hat in row B. We're more central, but Kate is further forwards, and we get our tickets first. So I'll let you decide whether you think they were allocated in best order or in some other way. I am going to sit down so you can see, because there are partial view restrictions. We've heard from various people who've seen this show, sightlines are a challenge with maybe happy ending, I will be honest. And we were, if you look at that front row, the two seats but the last one, the first time we saw the show, and we were a little wide to the stage. This time we're not going to have side problems because we are completely central, but if I lean forwards and tell you that they use sort of all the way to the front of that playing space over what would be traditionally considered an orchestra pit. Obviously, when I sit down here, and that's before anyone sits in the way, that is sort of lost. So, I mean, by the time that humans stand on it, they will be taller, but something to consider. There are also these poles. They're not affecting us, but they will affect some sightlines up here in the balcony. So if you want to have the perfect experience at maybe happy ending, money no object, I think Central Orchestra is going to be your friend. Maybe Central Mezzanine as well, but I can't vouch for it. I can only speak to these views I've had in the balcony. The bulk of the show I think we should be fine with. finishing the night and indeed the trip with the stage door here at Maybe Happy Ending, which you can find towards the left of the visible marquee. Even if it looks a few rows of people deep and very busy, they're pretty good at signing any playbill you can make available and visible to them. Darren Criss has just given a very lovely little speech about how he's protecting his voice, but he's going to try and sign as many playbills as possible as a gesture to everyone who has waited to meet him at the stage door. And rules of stage door, as we know, don't expect anything. You're not obliged to anything. The actors aren't obliged to anything, and you're not entitled to anything specific as a result of seeing the show or a ticket purchase. Just extend gratitude afterwards and be respectful to both the actors and your fellow stage door patrons. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Love the show.
Thanks, guys. It's a nice one.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
What did you say?
So charming.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Cool friends.
We're trying.
I lied. The night actually ends at Junior's Restaurant for our final night in New York. We have Shirley Temples. We have a whole slew of different cheesecake options and food and drink stuffs. It's a nice time. I'm about to eat this Oreo cheesecake. Okay, here it is, people. Final day in Manhattan. Don't ask me what number day. I have lost all trace. It has truly been like a 2.5 weeks day. We got here on a Tuesday night. Today is a Friday and we are flying back this evening, which means late this afternoon we will head to JFK. But for now, without time to do a matinee, it's also a Friday so there's no matinees, without time to see another show, we have time for one last stagey activity, which is what Aeron James.
To go to the Museum of Broadway.
It's exactly what we're going to do. We're heading up to 45th Street, my favourite street in the world, to go to the Museum of Broadway, which, if I haven't told you before in this vlog series, is a little less museum and a little more experience attraction selfie spot. It still has museum things, but it's not in a city full of like big museums like the Met. This is
like detailed history.
Yeah,
Kind
this
of
is
like a fun journey through Broadway's history. Like
you get to see costumes.
a bit like a Madame Tussauds.
You get to see model boxes. There's a lot of really fun stuff to see and do there. It is a bit like a Madame Tussauds, but it's one of the top tier like theatrical tourist attractions, I guess, outside of seeing a show. So we're heading over there now, and we'll show you as much as we can. There is a full tour of the Museum of Broadway that we did in March of last year on my channel if you want to get a more comprehensive overview. I'm not going to film by walking through the whole thing today because I want to enjoy it a little bit, but I will show you everything that's changed as well as some of the highlights of the experience from my perspective. We're crossing the street now. Yeah, it's the Schubert Theatre. I'm sad to be leaving. I'll give you one last view of Times Square, the iconic bit, the Minskoff up there, this map board, and Times Square. Playing ABBA. Usually it's just Alicia Keys. And here is where you will find it, opposite Rise New York, which one of these days we'll give that a go. Somehow, no matter how long we come here for, there's never enough time to do it all. There's loads of things I was hoping we would do on this trip that simply did not get time for, but we saw just about everything that we wanted to see, and then some, including Oh Mary here at the Lyceum, which we saw yesterday. And just beyond that, opposite the stage door for the Hudson Theatre across the street, you will find the Museum of Broadway. Mubro, as a nickname I have just come up with in real time. We're going to head on in, we're going to take some photos.
The city's first documented performance in 1732 was actually held in a simple room of an existing building.
Now it is sort of chronological, so we begin with this beautiful room here in tribute to the Ziegfeld Follies. Look at these golden gals here. One of them is green, one of them is blue. And then into some of the earliest examples of musical theatre as we know it, with Showboat plastered all over the walls here. What's all the corn? It isn't shucked, it's Oklahoma. Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma. One of my favourite details here is some of these original manuscripts over on the wall here, and you can see over on that one over there some original ideas for rhymes sketched down there for lyrics for the song Sorry with a Fringe on Top. Of course, lyrics by Oscar Hammerstein II. One of the next rooms here dedicated, of course, to West Side Story. We have costumes. We have this recreation of the set. We have a whole wide open space here where you are encouraged to dance along with it, with this choreography, and it's obviously very easy to do so. Hello, Dolly. Specifically an outfit worn by Bernadette Peters in the most recent Broadway revival. Lots of history, fun factoids here on the walls in this sort of next era of Broadway, and a little section here for Cabaret. And one of the newer features here at the Museum of Broadway is these costumes from the most recent Rebecca Frecknell directed revival, costumes designed by the award-winning Tom Scott, as worn by the MC and Sally Bowles. And as Hal Prince is talking there, just to give you a sense of how reclaimed everything is here, the silver curtain you're seeing is from the review Prince of Broadway. Let the sun shine in as we head into the world of Hair, the groundbreaking, era-defining musical Hair. I will remind you to chat to the employees here at the Museum of Broadway, because they have many fun facts to dispense, and they love talking about theatre. And don't we all? Also, this sounds strange, but it's an essential piece of advice. Go into every single restroom during the Museum of Broadway, because they're all themed to different shows. This one themed to Sweet Charity. How cute is it in here? It's so cute. There are also a couple of really functional selfie spots, including this one, which is a swing. It's a let the sunshine in swing in the hair section, and it's really well lit, which we appreciate. We even have some fun, engaging activities here. I have just helped complete this Sondheim anagram crossword, and we have over here the Tony Awards awarded to Bob Fosse for Best Choreography for Dancing, and his final Broadway production, Big Deal, in 1986. I don't know that off the top of my head. I am reading it from there. This is a manuscript musical quotation from Into the Woods in the hand of Stephen Sondheim. I could cry. This section continuing to be about Sondheim, and it's about company, but it's featuring the visuals from the most recent Broadway revival, Big C. You can sit in that, you can take photos, you can sit here, you can chat to the mannequin. She's a lot of laughs. You can also have fun here. Another of my favourite moments from this section here about The Wiz. We are easing on down the yellow brick stairs to a section all about one of my favourite musicals, one of the greatest ever written, one of the most impactful, influential, Pulitzer Prize winning, A Chorus Line. We have costumes, we have mirrors, we have the eye-wateringly different older prices from its run at the Schubert Theatre. There's also this very moving, poignant installation here about the members of the Broadway community lost to the AIDS epidemic. Also making reference, of course, to Angels in America, the landmark two-part play from Tony Kushner, and part of Broadway's extraordinary response to the epidemic, spearheaded by Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, an organisation that continues to do incredible work. This is the AIDS Memorial Quilt. We're arriving at the British invasion now, and I don't mean Aeron and I. These are Jane Krakowski's Starlight Express roller skates. There's a section here about Lloyd Webber and Cameron McIntosh. Get ready for these costumes. I see Evita. I see Old Deuteronomy. This here in memory of Ken Page, who passed away recently, of course remembered for his performances in Cats as well as The Wiz, Guys and Dolls. We have Kim from Miss Saigon. And we have Phantom of the Opera over here, and they have, as well as these gorgeous detailed costumes, this really remarkable thing here. It may not look like much until you're in exactly the right spot. Can we find it? Can we find it? Can we find it? I actually can't. Hold on. Where do I need to be standing to see this mask? There's a spot, and then it all comes into view. Oh, I see it. Hold on. Hold on. It's here. There you go. Look at that. You've got to be standing at the right angle to see the mask, but it's created using jewels from a crystal chandelier. It's a deconstructed chandelier. No points for guessing the theme of this next room. It is, of course, another Pulitzer Prize winning musical. It is Rent. And you can, I'm pretty sure something happens when you press this button, or when you listen to this phone over here. Yes, you can pick up the phone to hear interviews with Bernie Telsey, casting director of Rent, and Jim Nicola, former artistic director of the New York Theatre Workshop, which we visited for the first time on this trip. Another of my favourite areas here. Behind this door is a section all about The Producers, the landmark multi-Tony Award-winning musical The Producers, which I had the good fortune of appearing in an amateur production of. I had a great time. Look at all these Tony Awards. Hiding deep in my soul. Now we have a bunch of artifacts in this next area. Let's see what's new since our last visit. Some of these are quite recent. We have Elsa's wig and crown from Frozen, boots worn in Mean Girls, props from Come From Away. This is definitely recent. These are hats worn by Josh Gad, Andrew Reynolds, and the nightly cameo producer, that one up there, that's been worn by a lot of celebrities in Gutenberg the Musical, which played last year at the James L. Jones Theatre. We saw it. Honestly, too much for me to show you. Here we have Patti LuPone's martini glass from Company. We have the lamp from Aladdin. We have some very kinky boots. There's a little photo up here for Spring Awakening. We have the puppets from Avenue Q, as well as a model box from the musical they beat out for the Tony Award for Best New Musical. Only a little show called Wicked. This is remarkable. This is a scale model of the Gershwin Theatre, where we see not only the set, which is usually the focus of these things, we also see the auditorium, the audience, we see the people lighting the thing, we see the spotlight operators up there and the rest of the crew, we see the people selling merchandise, we see the lobby area, we see the ushers handing out playbills. Even more remarkable, we can carry on and we see rehearsal rooms, backstage spaces, the makeup team, the costume team, the wig team, all sorts of people responsible for the show. Look, there's a little model box inside, or is that a TV screen showing a feed of the show? I can't even tell. That's a rehearsal space up there, acknowledging dance captains, acknowledging swings, acknowledging, look at these people taking care of props, set pieces, costumes. Down here, the crew, moving scenery around. We can see stuff in the wings. It's this really beautiful, remarkable tribute to the people. Oh no, that one's a model box. There you go. We can see a model box within the model box. This is like production office. Maybe this is creatives. Maybe this is marketing. Maybe this is producers. It's a beautiful tribute to all the people who do the work on the show. You even have people signing posters down here with a little red bucket for Broadway Cares. Literally, this is Broadway right here in this model box. Milky White, how long have you been here? Milky White, of course, from the most recent Broadway revival of Into the Woods, shown here in loving memory of the wonderful Gavin Creel as Avenue Q charmingly plays behind us. Then beyond this tribute to the little-known musical Hamilton, I'm joking, of course, we have a great many costumes here, some of which were here the last time I visited, some of which are new, including, I believe, this costume worn by Lea Michele in the revival of Funny Girl at the August Wilson Theatre, as well as this iconic Gabriella Slade Tony Award-winning costume design from Catherine of Aragon in 6, currently playing at the Lena Horne Theatre. We got Beetlejuice as well. And there in the background, Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. We've got Christine Ebersole in Great Gardens. Oh my gosh, around the world. We've got Hermes from Hadestown. We've got so many. We've got The Boy from Oz. We've got, I believe, The Drowsy Chaperone. Another restroom. There are people right outside the door, but this one themed to Moulin Rouge and L'Amour. And beyond a wonderful section that we kind of had to breeze through today, all about backstage on Broadway and creatives and writers, this is the newest thing I wanted to show you. Celebrating 30 years of Disney on Broadway, we have, look, it's Mary Poppins, it's Jack Kelly from Newsies, costume designed by Jess Goldstein. We have Aladdin still running on Broadway at the New Amsterdam Theatre. We have this giant enchanted rose from Beauty and the Beast. We have, of course, Elsa from Frozen, and Disney's most recent, upcoming in the West End, it is Hercules. We also have, of course, the long-running international hit, one of the most successful productions of all time. It is The Lion King. This, of course, is Scar. There's a photo opportunity. You can do the thing. Do the thing. Amazing. It's very cuddly. You can actually buy those Simbas in the gift shop downstairs. Having seen both Herculeses, by the way, I can tell you this is from the Hamburg production, and it'll be very interesting to see what the design and indeed what the show looks like when it comes to Theatre Royal Drury Lane in London next May. Another bathroom, my favourite one. They may, for whatever reason, be playing Moulin Rouge, but it is themed to Urinetown. Urinetown, being presented soon at New York City Centre as part of their Encore series. So many pennies on the wall. How else would you theme a bathroom if not to Urinetown? A magical time was had at the Museum of Broadway. Kind of made me regret having not done it on all of our trips.
Yeah.
Because it is so much fun, and that was not nearly enough time. We're in a bit of a rush today because we have to get back to go pick up our suitcases because didn't want to bring our suitcases into the city. And there's places you can leave luggage, and that's one of the other advantages to staying in a hotel is your hotel will hold your luggage for you.
And they do have lockers.
They do,
So
but they don't have suitcase lockers.
No.
Just to be
if you
clear.
have your bag and you don't want to do the whole thing and you're thinking...
Bags and coats, yeah.
Yeah.
But there is enough. You can easily spend 2 hours. Spend 2 hours in the Museum of Broadway. There are so many photo opportunities. We only did a few of them. You can go see those photos on both of our Instagrams at MickeyJoTheatre, at Aeron James UK. Go give us a like. Comment that you came from this video if you like. Ooh, cross the street. Another fleeting glimpse of Times Square. We are dashing before we go and head broadly towards the airport. Haven't quite finished packing either. We are heading to Schmackery's. I want one more schmack attack before we leave Broadway for an unknown number of months. We truly do not know when we will be back because we've done such a good job of seeing everything that we needed to on this trip. So we don't need to be back until possibly the late spring, possibly even the early summer. I do not know. But for now, one more Schmackery's, one last glimpse at my favourite street in the world, 45th Street, and then it's time to go home. And if you want to know why 45th Street is my favourite street in the world, you've just seen one of the reasons, the Museum of Broadway. We're heading to another, which is Schmackery's. But here are the rest. Junior's Restaurant and all of these theatres. The Music Box, the Imperial, the Booth, the Schoenfeld, the Jacobs, the Golden. The Lyceum was back there, the Al Hirschfeld up ahead of us. Hirschfeld, I should say. Technically the Minskoff, technically the Marriott Marquis. It is just about my favourite place in the entire universe. When shows are opening here and people are leaning out of their windows in their dressing rooms to watch, when there are stage doors across the street from each other, when you have all of this street full of thousands of audience members ready to go and see some fantastic theatre. Did I say the Golden? I must have said the Golden. Next time we come here, this street could look very different. The Notebook closing at the end of this year, the Water for Elephants closing at the end of this year, the Roommate, a limited run, Suffs closing at the start of the new year, as well as Stereophonic, where it will look entirely different next time we're here, and I am very excited and sad about that at the same time. Another sighting of a Playbill van. We're doing everything on our last day. How to have the full New York experience in a couple of hours. It is a very quiet day. What day of the week? Well, no, matinee's day.
But it's a Friday though.
It's a quiet Friday. You're right.
The tourist season's quite high at the minute.
It's a chilly day.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stereophonic. We didn't see you this time around. I'm sad. I wanted to buy one of their LPs. Okay, schmacks in hand, with a candied yam and a birthday party. We are officially beginning our journey home, back to the UK, out of the city after a long, rewarding, mammoth 2.5 week trip, multi-part vlog series, between 20 and 30 shows. I lost count in the end. Do you have could you possibly say a favourite thing that you saw, Aeron James?
No.
Mine was maybe Happy Ending.
I love Mickey Happy Ending.
That was a revelation.
I feel like that's like a show we'll be talking about the most, and it was a show we went back to see.
Yeah, that captured my heart the same way Kimberly Akimbo did on our first trip.
Yeah.
But Death Becomes Her delighted me the same way Shucks did on our first trip. Hopefully we can come back and see both of those. Those are probably the two I'm most excited to return and see in the spring, so you better keep both of them open, New York.
Yes,
I am
please.
counting on you. Most exciting person you got to see, or favourite performance you got to see while we were here?
Megan Hill too. For like the fact I didn't think I'd ever get to see her on stage, and then did.
Yeah.
And she was phenomenal.
Yeah. I will throw in Sherry Renee Scott in Little Shop of Horrors. That meant a lot to me. But also Joshua Henry in Ragtime.
Joshua Henry was amazing.
So good.
Kit Connor was great.
Kit Connor was great.
I mean, there were so many.
Darren Criss and Henry Share.
Yeah, Adam Lambert was great in Cabaret. So many people did fantastic things. It's been wonderful, and it's been great to see so much variety. Decent number of plays, lots of off-Broadway, lots of brand new theatres.
Yeah.
Went to the Circle in the Square, went to the Marquee, went to the Lyceum, went to the Broadhurst, went to the New York Theatre Workshop.
Went to 2 more spaces in New World Stage.
In New World Stage, yeah. We've been practically living in New World Stages. It's been great. Thank you, New York, for having us. Thank you to the many people who have said hello to us on the street, at theatres. What a wonderful time we have had. We will see you next time. I have no idea when that's going to be. In the meantime, I have many reviews to go and film, some of which you will hopefully have seen already here on my channel. We have another theatre trip out of the UK in a couple of weekends. It's not nearly as long, it's not nearly as far.
I forgot then.
I know, I know, I can't possibly think about it now, but there is much more exciting content to be seen soon. Make sure you are subscribed, share us with your friends, with your family, and we will see you very soon. Exactly. I hope you've enjoyed watching this trip almost as much as we've enjoyed being on it, and I hope that you've done all of that while sitting down, because we sure as heck didn't. And I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. Mwah. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!